Hey everybody, my name is Christa.
I'm Kevin.
And we are the husband and wife team behind LCRC Raceway, and it is North East Showdown weekend.
Yeah, it's almost doesn't feel real.
No, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out. We're going to say hello to some of our friends over there in the comments. Hi to Alex and Taylor. Nice of you guys to be the first ones to show up. Love that. There's my friend Brandon.
Brownie
and Ron.
points.
There's Janine. You know that's Janine. It's always Janine in the comments. Thank you for jumping on. Hey, Robin Heil. Thank you for joining us.
Janine called today, I heard.
She did, yeah. She can't make it. Unfortunately, her son broke his collarbone. Sorry.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. How'd surgery go? Let me know. There's Mike.
Uncle Mike.
Hi to you as well. And Mike's also saying hi to everyone in the comments. So hi back to Mike. So thank you for hanging out with us today. We're going to go over what's going on in the life of Christa and Kevin.
Yes, the dumpster is still on fire, but hey.
Okay, it says sound quality isn't up to normal. Okay, I felt the same way. That's why I took my headphones out.
No.
We're gonna adjust it.
All right. We have the technology to address said issues.
I want you to get closer to your mic.
Janine said, all good, surgery went well, thanks for checking. Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Hey, Shane.
Okay, I don't sound like anything.
You don't sound like, I think you sound amazing. You are amazing. She has been Mom of the Year, of course. Through all the things we've been going through. Of course, we have an 8-year-old that doesn't fully understand the trials and tribulations of life, and her mom's been really, taking care of her and making sure that she's, keeping her mental health and keeping her 8-year-old A game going with school and everything. So that's been good.
Yeah, Adeline is doing very well at school. Excuse me while I also adjust the audio. But she does not fully understand that life is not normal because she thinks we're camping right now. So if you've missed what happened, it was almost 3 weeks ago now. We lost the roof on the building. We lived upstairs in the apartment, and the roof blew off, and there was an extensive amount of water damage to our apartment. So although we were so blessed to get a roof immediately, we are still displaced from our place of living, and we're living in a camper for the moment. Adeline thinks that this is the best thing to ever happen. She is really enjoying the camper life, and she has her room all set up. She picked her favorite things out of her bedroom and took along. And actually the other day, so the only room that really has not been
compromised.
Yeah, I was going to say a total gut because much of the apartment is a total gut, but our bedroom survived. It just a little bit of damage in there, and we could move back into our bedroom. We would just all need to share a bedroom. But the benefit would be if we did that, there'd be a real bathroom. Because if you've lived in a camper long term, that bathroom is not a real bathroom. No. I told Adeline, hey, considering moving back into our apartment, into our bedroom, and we'll set you up a bed in there. And, I had ideas about putting a little curtain up and making her own little room. And she was like, "It's okay, Mom, Dad. You guys go ahead. I'll stay out here."
She wants to she'll just live in the camper by herself.
Yeah, I was like, "That's not going to happen. We will not be doing that." But she's doing fine. She's enjoying things, and but she's having a little bit of issues with the apartment. I know a lot of our friends and racers are going to be here this weekend. Please be careful when you're talking to Adeline about this. this is affecting her a little bit more than she tries to let people know, but she doesn't really care to talk about it a whole lot. She's had some issues being in the apartment and wants to be close to Kevin or myself and doesn't really want to be by herself. So we share a lot of our life and our personal life with you guys here on the internet because we love you and we want to share. But please remember, she's 8 years old. She does not understand why you guys know all about her life. And when you say certain things to her about, especially this, which has been, a bit of a traumatic thing, she doesn't really get it. So just be careful what you say to Adeline. If anything, just say, "How's camper? Are you enjoying the camper?" And that'll keep it a bright and positive outlook.
Yeah, it's it's been a thing. There's no doubt. I mean, and even a lot of our local community members don't, they don't realize, like, the roof blew off and less than 21 hours later we had a new roof, which was great.
Amazing.
Totally blessed for that. But even the locals don't realize that, within that 21 hours, basically all but our entire home life was not destroyed. I don't mean we're fine. We didn't lose anything that we couldn't live without.
Absolutely.
Obviously, the girls and Bob and I are okay, and
Max. Don't forget Max.
Yeah, Max weathered the storm.
Although he still does not come any better than he did during the storm.
Yeah.
But no, we're all doing fine. You guys know that we've been working on our 1870s farmhouse for quite a while, and this has absolutely been the push we've needed to take next steps there.
We did not need this push.
Oh, I don't know, honey.
But listen,
I have some pictures of the house I was going to share.
One of my go-to phrases the last 10 days or so has been, if you want to sum up our life right now, we own 2 homes and can't live in either one of them.
Yeah, 0 homes. So
thank heavens we have the camper, and we're good.
I don't know how to slow this down.
Are they seeing that right now?
They are seeing it, and I would love it if it was not such a fast playthrough. But here's been our life in a quick playthrough. We had concrete poured. We finished those steps and did this amazing patio space. So that happened this week. And then Kevin and I finished tiling our master bath shower. Yeah. So we did subway tile all the way up to the ceiling there. I wish I could slow it down enough for you to see a little bit of work there left to do. And also on Mother's Day, we went on a horseback ride to celebrate. And Adeline and our friend Adeline, Pete and Kurt and Kevin and I all went along. We had a great time. It was a really nice ride. So Taylor said the updates I've seen looked like it was almost ready to move in. Yeah, I only share those things. All the dirty spaces that you don't want to know about, I have not shared. But it's definitely getting closer. Brad has been working on our floors, and I got to stop in and look today, and it really looks nice. So that was a relief. Looks like he'll be done middle of next week with our floors. And I'm hopeful that at that point things will speed up a little bit in that direction. And honestly, we're not compromising quality. We are just simply maybe using some pros to finish things that we were trying to do ourselves. So it's only for the better, I would say. Those concrete corners are dialed. Yes, I actually, when I first read the corner part, I thought you were going to talk about my subway tile corners, which those are also dialed.
Yeah, she was. She's definitely the subway tile queen. There's no doubt about that.
Oh, Jonathan Willow! Ooh, way to jump on to the main event, which is the race this weekend canceled? No. 100% not canceled. We're going to talk about the weather and the race this weekend, and we can start talking about that now.
Sure.
So because Jonathan is bored by hearing about our life. Our life is boring him. He is ready to hear about the race, and hey, me too. So if you guys have been watching the weather, It has been raining here.
For days. It's been raining for days.
It has been raining for days. But honestly, it does not look bad for the weekend. We just watched our go-to weather right before we came on, which is ABC 27. I'd say it was all good news.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's going to rain a little more at some point, or maybe a couple points, Friday and Saturday. Definitely not a washout. Shane and Gavin took the dump trailer back to our secret location to acquire yet another load of the magic dust, and it was funny. We obviously pay this guy per load when we get, and I went to hand Shane some money to settle up with the guy, and I'm like, here, you might as well just take double and pay him ahead for the next load, because we're going to need more. So anyway, we're on the up and up. We're preparing for the weather, like always.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the weather, because I think a lot of times people, when they're not local, they're looking at their weather and it looks a different way than it does for us locally.
So I just want to leave with the disclaimer that obviously we can't control the weather, and it can change at any moment. But here's the where the state of the union that we have laid out, I guess.
And
right?
Here's what I would say. We there's nothing we gain by not just telling you 100% the truth.
Yeah.
Okay. So
sure.
The more honest with you we are about where we think the weekend is, the better it is for you and for us. And if we say something wrong right now, you're going to be here and you're going to yell at us. Yeah. So nobody wants that. No. So with that being said, we have some more rain coming tomorrow.
There should be at least one passing shower tomorrow, seemingly going to be early in the AM.
Yeah. We don't feel super confident that there'll be practice tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow's practice is probably, not definitely, but probably going to be a washout. Unless
there's some sunshine tomorrow. If it's cloudy and overcast, which I think is kind of what we're thinking, there's not a good chance that we can practice for one reason and one reason only. If we allow the track the time, if we give up that practice day, the dirt loves the water, and it will literally make the track so much happier for the rest of the weekend.
Of course.
We could definitely dry it up and get some practice in, but you will suffer the rest of the weekend because of that. It won't hold the moisture in the same way if we just allow it to absorb it naturally.
Well, even so, one of the big things, the sawdust is magical, right? We all know that. Mm-hmm. And Thursdays we have a limited blue crew, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's true.
Even if we force-fed a sawdusting tomorrow so we could practice, the biggest problem that comes out of that is the sawdust in all the berms and the pipes and everything then doesn't allow the next rain to drain properly.
Yes.
So if we let the track as clear as we can tomorrow for the next rain, which I think overnight or Thursday night into Friday morning is I don't want to say a guaranteed rain, but it's pretty likely that it's going to rain sometime in the AM Friday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And once that passes,
it says around 9 a.m. on Friday.
Yeah, once that passes, we will break out this brand new magical puddle pump that we've got.
That Kevin's very excited about.
Yeah. It's going to be life-changing. And, we'll do all the things on Friday just like it's a race day.
Yeah, and just so you guys realize, on Friday, we're looking at 82 degrees as a high. The sun is going to be out. It is ideal. If we do have to get into the situation of letting the track absorb that water, Friday's going to be money.
And we'll let it get a couple hours of sun on it before we do the full-on Blue Crew assault with the sawdust.
And then as far as Saturday, I mean, this just continues to get better, but how did I learn how to show this? If you can see, there's no rain on Saturday in that. Now, there's a very small, under 20% chance of rain throughout the day. So Saturday, there's basically what we're looking at there is that spring. It's hot weather, and there's always a chance of thunderstorms when it's the spring and it hits over 80 degrees. So that is your chance of rain on Saturday, and it looks pretty minimal right now. Sunday now is gorgeous. High of 68.
Sunday's been gorgeous the whole time.
Yeah, and basically no chance of rain on Sunday. So
we're not going to get quite that.
Well,
there's always a chance.
According to the weather.
It's listen.
It's looking good.
Obviously, we're going to have a little lower car count or entry count than normal because of the weather. I'm sure some people are, not going to.
I don't know.
Take the chance.
I'm not going to lie. Like, I understand there's a couple of our normal people that can't make it here.
Yeah.
I can't believe all of our newbies we have coming. I have been answering tons of phone calls for newbies that are coming that had questions, weren't sure exactly where to park, or if they needed to bring a generator or not, or hey, I've never been there before, but I have a camper spot and I want to know more about that. So if you are a newbie and you're coming this weekend and you do have questions that you feel like the other people in the comments want to know too, so please throw it down there in the comments and we'll be happy to answer those for you.
Yeah, listen, again, I just saw a comment about, number of qualifiers and whatever. Hey, listen, you know us. We have the window of hours in the day in which we plan to run on the track, and if all of a sudden Saturday's a miracle great day and the entry count allows 4 6-minute qualifiers, well, hey, we'll have 4 6-minute qualifiers. It's.
Alan asked if they could practice later on Friday. That is unlikely. The social, that's an important part of our weekend. There's a lot of people that come and look forward to that, and that is something we definitely plan to still do. So we are going to have our cornhole tournament. We are going to have amazing food here on Friday. Jay-Z Barbecue is going to be here for the first time. I have, ever since last week, I've heard glowing reviews of how wonderful his food is. Olivia's Fresh Cut Fries will be on site. Yeah. And obviously you guys have Uncle Harry to look forward to for your best breakfast sandwiches ever. And if you didn't get a Harry burger yet, you do not want to miss a weekend without a Harry burger.
And so something I forgot to touch on before the last race. Dean's is closed on Sundays. So you guys that are used to buzzing in on Sunday morning and stopping at Dean's to grab something on the way here, Dean's is not open on Sundays anymore. So, again, Harry's got breakfast. He'll be here early Sunday morning. And
speaking of Harry, I have a crowdsource question for you. I meant to handle this before now, but with the chaos of things, I let this go. But it is Harry's birthday on May 27th, and I would love it.
It's not just any birthday. Harry turns 80.
Yes, Harry's going to turn 80 on the 27th. So what I would love from you guys, if we could throughout the weekend just drop him off birthday cards when you go to do your order. And I know you guys are starting to get to know Harry, but Harry's a very sentimental guy. So if you have a picture of yourself or your family and that you could stick inside that card so he can put a face with a name, because he doesn't necessarily know all of your guys' names, but he definitely knows your faces. Yeah. If you could show up with a birthday card for Harry with a picture of yourself inside, and I am so sorry I did not tell you this before now. Obviously life's been a little bit crazy. I've been planning on this being something that we pushed for a while, and I kind of dropped the ball on it with current events. So anyway, if you have the time, that would just be an awesome surprise for him. If he just kept getting birthday cards throughout the weekend, it would absolutely make his day. And you guys know how much we love Uncle Harry, and we just want him to feel really loved on his 80th birthday. So if you're coming this weekend, please do what you can to share some love. Even
if it's just a, hey, here you're turning 80 next week.
Yeah.
Man, congratulations. Something. Yeah. Harry would love it.
card or a note or anything.
Yeah.
But he is a sentimental guy, and
For sure.
a nice little thank you, even just like a little thank you note. And if you need to borrow a thank you note, I have some extra in my office, so you can just come on up inside and we'll get you some thank you notes. But
yeah,
just a little like, thanks for always being there on the weekends. That means a lot to him. So anyway,
and his trailer weathered the storm. The roof blew right over the top of it. The blown-in insulation did fill his exhaust fans level full, but got that all cleaned up, and he's good to go. So
Shane says Dollar General is going to run out of birthday cards this weekend. You should probably warn the manager. Rob says, I missed the Harry Burger last year at Mugen Challenge on the to-do list for this year. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. It is one of the best. You don't want to miss it. He also has amazing milkshakes and lots of other great options.
Middlesworth barbecue.
No, we all have our favorites. So anyway, that's what we have to look forward to for Friday. We're going to do the cornhole tournament, $5 per person. Get some music playing and awesome food. We'll probably get the fire pit drug over.
Yeah, I'm actually planning yard sale this week is going to focus on storage.
Oh.
Meaning like we're basically going to have a used tackle box sale.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to do yard sale on Friday night under the carport?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Okay.
I mean, now listen, hinging on weather and track work and,
So your focus will be on the storage, but will you have other items as well?
Maybe. We'll see.
I'm going to push hard for a yes.
Well, we'll see.
The answer is yes.
We have a lot.
I know where his stuff
storage
is. He has a lot of stuff. That's what he meant to say. And we can move it. Yes, we can.
She's all about getting rid of my stuff.
Tomorrow yard sale while we wait. Oh, that's not a bad idea. We could just double yard sale, honey. We could yard sale Thursday, yard sale Friday, yard sale. No?
You're getting a little out of control.
We'll think about that.
Yeah.
Shane says Kevin needs us to bring him a box of chips. No. Did you say storage? Alex is very excited about some storage. Yes, we do. Here's the thing you don't realize about when your roof blows off and you have to get... So we didn't really tell them an update on the thing, but our roof blew off. We had water damage. But then the next step is they take every item out of your house. Do you want a wake-up call about how much stuff you have?
Yeah, it was...
Have a stranger go through everything that you have and ask you what's valuable.
Yeah.
Blow your mind.
It was, it got our attention, that's for sure.
Yeah. So anyway, we're realizing that, first of all, when you have too much stuff, it does. So the house was emptied, which it was a hard process to get there. Like them loading all of our stuff, and they've taken it to a storage unit in Maryland where it will be dried and cleaned and made sure that it can't get moldy, and then they'll return it. But when the house was empty, I thought I was going to feel this feeling of like sadness, like when you move and you like look around and your kid walked their first steps there, and like you're going to be heartbroken, right?
Mm-hmm.
I only felt relief.
Mm-hmm.
I felt lighter when all of the stuff was out. And it just changes the way you think about things. I'm like, this stuff is weighing us down, and we need to only bring back the stuff that we love. We need to get rid of the things and honestly pass on the things that other people, and that's what we have to do with your RC stuff. We have to pass it on to the person that it'll make their heart happy. They're going to Marie Kondo that crap and be like, I love it. And then they get to have a happy heart. It's so good. You should watch Marie Kondo, then you would understand.
So, okay. All right. The big episode happens. The girls are okay. The dog's okay. Mm-hmm. Bob and I live. Like, we're good. We're good. We only lost stuff, right? It's just stuff. Who cares? It's just stuff. And then after a couple days of that, I'm like, yeah, it's just stuff. But, it's our stuff. Like, And now she wants to get rid of more of my stuff.
I love you so much.
To be honest, I don't even care. Whatever.
Chris says the RC stuff makes his heart happy. Let's pass it on to Chris. He needs it. I don't think Kevin's on board. Well, we're pushing him that way. He's getting closer and closer all the time. All the time. No, I mean, listen, it is truly, it just changes the way you think about stuff. And if there is somebody that needs it more than us, I think we both want them to have it.
So I'll tell you in my RC stuff what obviously is most important to me. So the night this all happened, we the people are okay, and we're actively trying to temporarily solve the problem and all the things. And when the water's very little, but there was a little water dripping down the shop, and I was in a little bit of a panic. And I had just ran my brand new nitro car that whatever, I just ran it that day. And Adeline's M17, my M17, my nitro pit bag, and my nitro car were the only RC items that I grabbed from the back and brought out to the store.
It's very telling.
And I threw them out in the counter room because the store has its own roof and is very separate from the rest of the building as far as the potential damage was concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those are the only things that I grabbed.
Yeah. Changes the way you feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, it was crazy.
No, everything's replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's talk a little bit more about this weekend. We hit on the weather, which is looking good. Looking better than we expected.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say
listen,
it looks good.
It's not good. It's not great. It's going to rain some.
Yep.
At some point. But,
not concerned.
We're so used to it, and everyone, if you hadn't known, you should know now. Like we're pretty good at handling the dry up and the whole bit. So I'm not too. Listen, am I looking forward to sawdust in my socks more than once this weekend? No, but it's what we do, and it'll be fine.
I am only really nervous about one thing for this weekend.
What?
Sleeping in the camper. I was already there. You guys would not believe it. It is Wednesday. It is currently misting. It's not like a rain. It's just like a cute little mist out there. Mm-hmm. The amount of people here already is pretty wicked. But I already had my first taste. Of course, Adeline has school in the morning, and we were getting ready to put her down for bed. And I'm like, this could be an interesting weekend.
People outside talking and laughing, and it's
turn the sound machine up a couple notches.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's part of life, and
it is. It'll all be fine. It's just a different experience. Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, we're improving the facility by doing this.
I had this on my mind too.
Yeah, I mean, we already had a moment early on where there was a puddle right outside the door. I have had racers complain about a puddle outside their camper door before, and I have looked at them like,
You're on the stones. How can you complain about that?
Yeah, you're at an RC track. You're parked on the stones. Please do not cry to me about a puddle. Like, you're the one who chose where your camper gets parked. Guess what? I walk out for the 5th time in a row and got my feet wet and my shoes wet, and I was like, I understand. Mm-hmm. So, it is that's part of it.
We will be actively working on improving some of the campsites and things over the course of the next couple months. Adding some stone here and there, and it was a humbling experience for sure.
Steven Sajak said, "You are the only people I know that have 3 houses. You're like the Bidens." 3 houses and only the camper is the only one that we could live in. It's a very interesting situation.
At least we have one.
Oh,
you know, there's been all kinds of jokes flying around. You know, the we own 2 homes and can't live in either one, and grateful to have the campers and the whole bit. And
of course.
And listen, it's all true.
It
and
is.
I mean, if it came right down to it, we could easily be living under roof in any of our buildings if we had to. It's just weird, and you know, everything's tore up and under construction, and you know, Adeline gets a little worked up when she sees the drywall falling off the ceiling and boards in her bedroom holding the drywall up and stuff like that. But listen, it could always be worse.
Of course.
You know, we'll be fine.
Hey, if Dennis Brew or Rob Stramoji are on, they're asking on YouTube if Dennis is going to have an after show tonight. So let us know if people should be looking for Dennis and Rob to do the wrap-up show.
I can only assume so because they're all here.
They're here. Hi, Kurt Sieber.
And actually, Vin told me that he was going to be on Dennis's show. So, yeah, I can only assume that that's all happening.
Okay, perfect. So you guys can expect Dennis Brew goes live on Facebook after this, and he does what we call a wrap-up show for Hump Day Happy Hour. He will share more about the weekend and things like that.
Hi, Kurt. Hi, Tim Long. Missed you a little bit ago.
Yeah.
But,
Hi, Tim.
yeah.
Thanks for joining in.
Yeah,
speaking of which, I want to talk a little bit about the hobby shop. We have had a lot of inventory come in over the last 2 weeks, considering that it's been a crazy couple weeks for us. We've done some real expansions in the hobby shop. We received a Kyosho order that expanded our inventory quite a bit. I would even call it expansive.
Yeah, it was expansive. Hats off to Toby Hampson for helping me out with that stuff. It's one of the things that I kind of put on Toby's plate behind the scenes when he's here. He does a lot for us in helping manage the Kyosho inventory and ordering new products. And he also helped me with the big techno order this week too. So we've definitely expanded, you know, not just Kyosho, but even the techno line is expanding. Red came in.
Oh, so yeah, you jumped.
Red looked over what we had gotten in from techno, and he's reading over the invoice, and he's like, "Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good." So
yeah. So not only do we Kevin doesn't say it excited enough, so I'm going to come back with it excited.
Sorry.
But huge Kyosho order, but also huge techno stocking order. So
and new stuff, not just restocking the old stuff that
Yep.
you know, we had. We're actively trying to
added to the inventory. I actually have an email that is going out after we go off tonight, and it is going to have all of those techno parts that we added. So if you're subscribed to our email list, you're going to get an email. It's not all the stuff that we have, but it is a long, big email because I wanted to show you techno people that are interested in it exactly what parts we added to our inventory. You may have seen what we had before, so this is going to show you exactly what's added so that you can expect that this is the kind of stuff that we are going to keep in stock moving forward. We also got a Mugen restock, so there's quite a few Mugen parts that are on back order at the moment. But everything that was available, we've restocked. And we also received a J Concepts order yesterday.
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, their demand is higher than their supply, so we're falling short on some of the super popular stuff right now. But you know, it's not because we're not trying and that they're not trying. It's just it's a tough time in the supply and demand world right now. So we're doing the best we can. Even if we don't have it, don't think that we didn't try to order it.
Absolutely.
It just, you know.
Also, Vin said about the AE parts. Yeah, we also have restocked our 8-scale AE parts for the weekend. And
and just to add on that, we actually didn't even receive a lot of the 8-scale restock yet. So there's even more coming tomorrow and Friday to add to the AE, and there's some ProTech stuff coming. I know there's ProTech starter boxes. We had a huge issue with the Q World starter box, i.e. the Blue Offna box that has been the holy grail of starter boxes for forever. We had 8 or 10 of them going into the first race, and all of a sudden they were all gone. Went to order more and back ordered. And Christa just fielded a phone call today from that distributor saying that they were in. I don't think we're going to have them in time for this race, but rest assured they are actually on their way to us.
Yeah, and there's a chance they will be. We'll see.
We will have the ProTech starter box here.
Yep. We have other options.
I believe tomorrow or Friday at the latest they should arrive. So
yeah.
It's all good.
Hey, so Shane Lauck said, not holding you to this, but in your best guess, what is the percentage chance that we get some practice in at all tomorrow? Well, I'm going to be honest with you, Shane. We have 2 problems going on. The first is that every time I pull up this weather for Thursday, it looks a little different. Sorry. Right now, although there's rain at the top there is no percentage of chance of rain throughout the day. That is changing every time I open it up. So first of all, we don't know how much rain we're going to get tomorrow, but we assume that there is some rain tomorrow. The second problem goes in the opposite direction. Kevin just got a new toy, and it's going to depend on how bad he wants to use it. Do you want to share?
Yeah, I got a new Milwaukee puddle pumper stick that, I'm hoping that it's going to aid in the removal of the water and the puddles. And, we're going to have a limited blue crew tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. And if the sun comes out and, it's going to take a hot minute. And we're definitely not going to force it tomorrow. Back to that whole sawdust situation, we can dust the whole track and do it. But then when it rains again Friday night into Saturday or
that holds
whenever,
the moisture on the track and doesn't help us.
Yeah, it makes a little bit of a mess. So
yeah. So if you had to give it a percentage, would you?
To be honest with you, I would say there's a very little chance we're going to practice tomorrow.
Yeah, I would give it a 20%.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's obviously if the sun comes out and it's drying up on its own and it just needs a little help, then it'll change. But if there's rain tomorrow and we're fighting against it, it's going to go that way. Yeah,
I really want to save our resources and our energy for Friday, Saturday, because that's when it's most important.
Absolutely.
So we're definitely not going to force anything tomorrow.
Yeah. So if you need to work an extra day, Thursday's the day.
Yeah.
Make it your day. Or just come and hang out. I mean, that's what we all like to do anyway. Hey, any green ellipses?
We got rears today.
I thought.
Unfortunately, green ellipse fronts are basically nationwide non-existent.
We are aware.
Yeah,
That's been going around.
Even my personal stash has now officially been depleted. So I don't. We have green rears, but no fronts. We did get blue front and rear. I assume we must have had blue rear. We got blue fronts today, but no green fronts yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want me to say 10 times real fast?
I don't know. I missed it.
Yeah.
Probably something we said that was like a tongue twister.
Yeah, must have. I don't know.
Who knows?
Owen wants to take off school Thursday and Friday. I wouldn't recommend trying to take off school Thursday, but Friday will be on the track one way or the other. It might not be till afternoon, but we are going to make that happen.
Can make some laps.
Kurt, yes, I did get green dirt web fronts in today.
Yeah.
So there's there's stuff to make it happen. I don't know where everybody's oval racing this weekend, but it must be somewhere we love, because Garrett's been all over me about getting some of the magical sawdust to go help the oval track. So wherever you guys are all planning on going for oval, Garrett's gonna work pretty hard to make things happen for you. So
awesome.
That's good.
Mike's in the comments. He said, I heard y'all race RC cars there. I will get there this season to check out what all this great talk is about. Thank you so much. We would love to have you. We are all about newbies and welcome you to the track. I would love to have you. Shane says Milwaukee Puddle Pumper Stick. That's an easy thing to say.
Milwaukee Puddle Pumper Stick. Milwaukee Puddle Pumper Stick. Milwaukee Puddle Pumper Stick. Yeah, I can. Shane, I can handle that.
Yeah, he can.
No problem. Oh, Leicester's is this weekend. Oh yeah, yeah. No, we'll for sure. We have Shane and Gavin actually took the dump trailer home tonight to get a fresh load of the magic stuff, and we have a couple dozen bags on reserve in the container, and we're gonna hook Garrett up with some of that tomorrow to make sure that they can do whatever they need to do to try to get Leicester's up and running. Listen, we're all about supporting everyone and anyone that we can. So, if that's what it takes to help out, we're there. So yeah, rest assured we'll offer up whatever we can for that, except the new puddle pumper stick.
Hi to Danny. Puppy monkey baby. That's maybe something you're not supposed to actually say.
Is that another?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. It's like reciting elements from the periodic table there, Mr. Massey. God,
is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, it's like
gosh.
the square root of pi and I don't know. Come off with one of your periodic table elements or something.
Okay.
He's a rocket scientist, that guy.
And a drummer? Is that what he does? Drummer?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a drummer.
And a drummer.
Yeah. Very, very multi-talented, that guy. Yeah. So.
Anyway, anything else we should know about this weekend?
I think one of the biggest problems, like if Cody and I were preparing to come to this race,
yeah,
your pit area is going to be wet.
Yeah.
Like the guys in the back 40 right now that are moving in, yeah, I mean the grass was gorgeous, but it's full of water. Mm-hmm. And as soon as you get out of the camper or the trailer or whatever, or put your tent up and walk around your pit table, it's going to be gushy. You're going to have wet feet. If I were preparing, I would bring a tarp to put down before I put my Easy Up down. Mm-hmm. That way, at least, you can keep from gushing around in the wet, soggy grass all weekend.
Yeah.
Because even if the sun comes out, if you have your Easy Up and pit tables out, it's not going to dry the grass under your feet. So
yeah.
I would be prepared. I would bring multiple shoes. I would bring, like I said, a tarp to put down before I put my Easy Up and all those things. So
if you're in the grass and you need a little bit of sawdust, if we're sawdusting, that would be okay. We don't want sawdust in the stones, though, please.
Yeah. If you end up somewhere where it's like a swamp, find Bob or myself, and we'll either try and find you better accommodations or, get you. We'll not that we can dry it up, but we'll do the best we can.
Yeah, get you a board. Sometimes a board or something. If we can, Also, just remember, you're not the only person here. Every once in a while, you have a guy come up and he thinks he's the only guy with wet feet. And it's like, hey, we got 300 people that have wet feet.
I've had wet feet for 2 weeks straight, so I get it.
And we know all about it now that we live in the camper.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a struggle. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
Any
wind this weekend? No, I saw no reports of wind. I think
we're never gonna say there's no wind. It is always going to be windy,
forever and ever. Amen.
Yeah. Listen, you guys know this place. Even on nice, calm, sunny June or July day, there could still be wind. So, I'm
Oh, hey, this is impressive. Kenny Jeffries just said the weather looks good here for the weekend.
Oh.
Thank you, Kenny.
Oh.
I knew I could
Wow.
count on you.
So, obviously,
Ooh.
I'm a little wind gun shy after what's happened to us.
Of course we are.
So, yeah, there could be wind. I don't anticipate anything too gnarly, but listen, you never know. You always need to be prepared when you're here.
So Jason says people who don't appreciate tent stakes, there's a topic to dish the dirt on. Well, we could dish a little bit there. I think the biggest thing is we talk a lot about staking down your tents, and I think some people think that they take it seriously when they're here, but they don't understand that we're next to the golf course, and the winds that come across that golf course just don't hit anything before they hit this property. So they just carry such a more impactful punch than most people are used to. It's something we've gotten used to over the years, but when we stake things down, we do it very, very seriously for a reason.
Well, in one of the big problems, again, that could occur this weekend, so when the ground is so water saturated and soft, even pounding in, the 12-inch landscape nails like what we use to put the pipe down.
Yeah.
That's not good enough to hold an easy up down in the grass.
And not long term anyway. Like, even if it were light wind, a little bit of wind will work those out.
Yeah.
So unless you're sitting there on it all the time, ready to grab it, that's not enough for here. I just saw that.
Yeah, Dom said the when the ground's saturated, the stakes don't work, and I 100%.
It's
100%.
true. Justin says he uses legs, and that's a great option. We have limited amount of those concrete anchors along here that you can anchor down to, but really that's the best bet is having something heavy you can lag down to.
Yeah, so again, back to our new homestead life, living here in the camper on the property. Mm-hmm. We wanted to put the awning out because we wanted to feel a little bit of normalcy. And I ended up tying the awning down to a pickup for the first couple days because I was all like super paranoid and whatever. And then fast forward to, well, we needed to pick up, so couldn't have that sit there tied to the awning. Mm-hmm. So now one of the golf carts is tied to the awning. I don't even want to trust the concrete things when we're, me and the girls are sleeping in the camper, and listen, we've been working. I mean, I don't want to say 16-hour days, but I mean, we've been working 16, 18-hour days, and so when we finally go in for the night and go to sleep, I mean, not that a storm's not going to wake us up, but a little bit of wind, and next thing you know, you're like, oh, what? And it's too late. The awning's already wrapped back over the camper, and a mess. So we've been trying to be super hyper aware, and again, I know it sucks for our family to be going through this, but it's really going to benefit all
community.
Y'all.
Yeah, it's going to teach us all.
Yeah, we actually have learned a lot about camper life in the back parking lot.
Of course we have.
That it's going to do nothing but benefit the rest of you moving forward in life.
I want to say one more thing about the tents blowing around. That is going to always be an issue. First of all, LCRC is a home for newbies. Okay, I don't want you to feel like if you don't have the right tent stakes, you shouldn't come here.
Oh,
right? Because
no, for sure.
You know what I mean? If this is the first Hump Day you ever watch, you could be like, oh no, like I don't know enough about how to stake down my tent or whatever for the wind for this place. Like I'm not ready for it. No, we're not that kind of group. What we are the kind of group to do is if you notice someone next to you that doesn't have good enough stakes, you're going to offer to help them.
Yeah.
That's the community we are. And also, If your tent blows and hits somebody's vehicle or hits somebody's stuff, you're going to go say, hey, I'm sorry. I didn't stake that down good enough, and I'm going to make this right. That's the community we are. So I don't want this to turn into a bashing session of you didn't do good enough, you didn't do good enough. This is more about a community of people that if you've been here long enough, it's your job to reach out to that new guy and let him know how we do it,
Like, hey,
and
dude,
why we
we
should
need to-
take it more seriously.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we got to lead with kindness about all things, even the things that are frustrating, because you're like, come on, guys, LCRC, you know this wind comes across the golf course. You can't screw around with this. It's easy to have that attitude, but if we want to grow a hobby, if we want this to continue and have new people interested in being in it, we have to be a community that leads from a place of kindness.
Yeah. No, I'm 100%. It's, we all try to help each other all the time. Whether it's your car's broken, you don't know how to fix it, or you can't find a part, or you don't know how to secure your tent, or Mike Pavia had a flat tire in his camper, and Bob's in here in the shop trying to help him find a leak and fix a tire. And
and speaking of which, Dad just showed up in the comments at the perfect time. He said he would be happy to help too. So that is perfect. Yes.
Listen, we make a big deal about the tents and staking them down and losing tents and all that. The thing is, people come here for 3 to 5 days straight. And yes, we lose some tents here, but they lose tents at other tracks too. It's just that they're only there for a day and they have 100 entries and they might lose a tent. We have 350 entries here for anywhere from 3 to 5 days, and we lose some tents sometimes. And listen, it's, we just have to work together to try to, minimize and help everyone. So
look at Alan Placer said if you need techno help, make sure you stop by his trailer. That's the kind of community we want to lead around here. If you're someone that can help someone else in your community, that's definitely what we want to do. Steve Sachek says we're going to go live from the Class A studios. However, we're going to go live from the Nitro Caddy Facebook. So make sure you're, instead of going to the Dennis Brew Facebook for the after show, you're going to go to the Nitro Caddy show or Nitro Caddy Facebook page this time. So check it out there. James Henry says Mother Nature doing her job. I think it was her job.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is that.
Oh, I saw.
Oh, that's pretty intense. That was good. That was good. Intense.
Yeah, good job, Duffy. I saw Massey was replying some scientific stuff a while back.
I'm sorry, it's too far back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I apologize.
Sorry. You'll have to bust me about that when you're in the store.
Jeff says put a couple more of those nice big concrete discs with rebar out for the. Yeah, we need to make some of those, but.
Well, so here's the gig. I will acquire some more of those, and we'll stash some skids of them in different parts of the facility. Here's my gig with them concrete things. You guys, I have no problem trying to get more and having them available.
Yep. But
and you can use them, no problem. I actually encourage it. But a couple things. When you find it somewhere and you wheel it over to your spot and you use it, I really need you to just wheel it back and put it where you found it before you leave on Sunday, because it is so much work. Like
collecting those.
I don't want to cry the old age card, but I can't. First of all, it's all Alex can do to pick one up and roll it somewhere, and Bob's hunting 70. I'm 50, and it takes a lot. We're not talking about just moving a couple of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and they add up
everywhere on the facility. So we'll get some more I really will. And actually, I might even be able to make that happen for this weekend.
Oh, actually, Dominic Valentine just offered to move them for anybody that needs. He says they're light. So if anyone needs help moving concrete, Dominic Valentine. That's VAL.
You better be careful. Him and...
Can we get him a pager? We'll get him a pager. Dominic, to the concrete. Beep, beep, beep.
Yeah, we'll give him a radio.
Yeah.
And we'll be like...
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. A lot of people lean on my dad to move those around, and that he never complains about anything, but I know that that's hard on him. So,
well, again, if you only have to move one or two, it's not the end of the world. But till we get done moving the 6 to 10 that we use up here on Sunday, man, you stroll out in the back 40 and see 2 or 3 or 4 more laying in the middle of the grass. You're just like, oh.
You gotta do that again.
It's deflating. Yeah. I mean, it really is. So.
Hey, I want to say thanks to Owen. Owen Sprigal just said, hands down, the best track on the East Coast and community. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. There is Jody and Rob. About time we show up. It's about time we quit. Hello to Jody and Rob. Nothing like showing up late to the game.
Yeah, we're about done.
Yes. Okay, we will make a post tomorrow with Dominic's phone number for anybody that needs anything heavy moved. We can just, like, anything at all. Couches.
Yeah, him and Harvey were having a who's bigger than who contest out there with them things at the last
Perfect.
race. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No.
Taylor needs a good workout. No, we need to save Taylor for track work.
Yeah.
Taylor is busy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, helping fix trailers. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hopefully everything's okay out there. Rob says he's helping to fix trailers. Ugh.
All right.
Hi, Joe. Thanks for jumping on. Okay, guys, we cannot wait to have you this weekend. We are so excited for the North East Showdown this weekend. We're so grateful for you. I mean, we told you the last couple of weeks, but there is nothing more humbling, nothing that we're more grateful for than watching people pull in as there's rain drizzling down, and the people are already pouring in, and it speaks volumes to how much you guys enjoy each other, because even if there's nothing going on tomorrow, you can't wait to spend time with your RC community, and we're so glad we can be a host of that.
Red rolled in on Monday.
It's true.
Like, he got me up, like, not got me up, but like, I was in the camper, and Adeline just went to bed, and I heard this, burp, burp, like the horn beeping double, and I'm like, what is that? So I text Christa, because she was in the building here doing some stuff, and I said, did you just beep the horn? And she didn't answer me, so I text Bob, I'm like, did you beep the horn? And nobody answered me, and then I hear this rumbling outside, so I jump up and out of the camper and out around, and there's Red backing in on Monday. I'm like, hey, dude, you do know it's Monday, right? Like,
ready. He's ready.
He's like, no.
She wants to know if Adeline will have her makeup station ready for Matt to doll up Maddie. Of course. You betcha. I'm sure.
I don't think she will.
Why?
Because her makeup station is in storage in Maryland.
Okay, don't bring up makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, her makeup is all in Maryland at the moment. And don't buy her any makeup. She does not need any more makeup.
No stuff.
Just because, please.
Bring
if I
people,
said something,
no stuff.
Something's in storage and you feel like you need to replace the answer is no. If you bring things to me right now, I will throw it in the garbage. I'm not lying. I love you guys very much, but we want no stuff. We want to only get rid of stuff. Yeah. And every time somebody brings me something else, I just want to throw it away. Dom, no sticks, no skid steer. That was hard for me to say because you said it's light. I have it in writing.
Yeah.
Okay. See you guys on Friday. We'll be there tomorrow night. Awesome. I can't wait to have you guys all here. We're so grateful for you. We let this run 1 whole minute long because the after show is running a little bit late, but make sure you head over to Nitro Caddy's page for the wrap-up show. And we'll see you here this weekend. We are so grateful for you and excited to see you.
Yeah. Same.
Bye.